Hello, welcome to the webinar of Confused to Compliance, US Cosmetic MoCRA Made Simple. Welcome to our webinar from G.O.L, and I'm very happy to be here today and share with you about the latest US regulations for cosmetic industry. My name is Tam Nguyen. I'm the CEO of G.O.L, and I'm also a 10-year expert for FDA compliance for business in the food, cosmetic, and medical devices. We have helped over 500 companies around the world to be compliant with US FDA. And today, we would like to share with you all the latest regulations and an actionable checklist for your company to start your US journey. Before we get started, I would like to introduce a little bit about my company. We are a logistics compliance expert that has 22 years of experience in import-export compliance with our offices in Vietnam, Singapore, US, and Australia, where we help clients in the countries and around the regions to be compliant with their target market. G.O.L is a pioneer in developing technology solutions. Not only we provide consultings and services, we also provide compliance software solutions that help you manage the ongoing changes from these countries, from different countries, and be compliant from day one. Since 2002, we are the leading brand in e-logistics, e-compliance, and e-government. Today, for this webinar, I'm going to share with you about MoCRA 2022 and some of the frequently asked questions that our clients ask us when they start the compliance process to enter US market. Before MoCRA, to give you a little bit of the background, before 2024, when MoCRA is going to be effective, businesses export cosmetic products to the US utilize a voluntary registrations process called VCRP. And this process is entirely voluntary and only available for companies that already have a minimum of $1,000 sales in the US market to register. So before 2024, when MoCRA come into effect, business can export cosmetic products to the US quite easy. You don't need an import license or a lot of paperwork to get started. However, after MoCRA, VCRP, the voluntary registrations process, is no longer available to business. Business are now have to register to the FDA under MoCRA 2022, and the enforcement date is 31st of June 2024. In this particular new rule, facility and product listing is mandatory for all business that are processing, distributing the products in the United States. MoCRA 2022 stands for the Modernizations of Cosmetics Regulations Act of 2022. And here are the overview of the requirements. Facility registrations. Any establishments, including U.S. importer that manufacture or process cosmetic products distributed in the United States, are now required to register their facility with the US FDA. Product listing. Product listing is the second mandatory requirements from the FDA. And for this one, the manufacturer, packer, or distributor of a cosmetic product whose name appears on the label is responsible for this product listing. And there are certain exemptions for these regulations. The first one is exemptions for small businesses, with revenue below $1 million over 3 years, except for certain products. So if you are eligible for this, you might need to prepare the latest tax report from your own country in the latest 3 years and provide this to the US FDA when requested. Except for certain products that are not eligible for exemptions. So if you are a small business that providing these products to the market, then you must register under MoCRA. These products include cosmetic products that regularly come in contact with mucous membranes under normal usage conditions, injectable cosmetic products intended for internal use, and cosmetic products used as replacement to alter appearance within a 24-hour period, where removal by the end consumer is uncommon. For example, hair dye, skin dyes. Here are some of the examples of non-exempted products, including contact lenses solution, eye makeup products, mascara, lipstick, lip gloss, foundation and concealers, gloss, contour powder, skin tanning agents, and hair dye and nail polish. If you are provide these products to the United States, you are not exempted from MoCRA registrations. The second type of products that might be exempted from the MoCRA registrations are products that are falling under the drugs category under FDA definitions. So pharmaceutical cosmetic products with therapeutic functions are required to register with the FDA, but under the drug category and exempted from the MoCRA regulations. The FDA defined cosmetic products are products with cosmetic ingredients combined together to create a finished product to be cosmetic, while drugs products are products with ingredients with intended use to mitigate, cure, or prevent certain kind of disease. For example, here I have a list of comparisons of similar products, but might be falling either on cosmetic or drugs category. Shampoos, if just shampoo products that are using to cleanse the oil from your hair and your scalp is considered as cosmetic products. However, if shampoo has an intended use for anti-dandruff, which is considered as a disease, then you will need to register the products under drugs category. If your products is a skincare products that help reduce wrinkles, depends on how the products work to reduce these wrinkles. There might be different category to follow. So if your products reduce wrinkle through moisturizations, then your product is under cosmetic. But if your product is reducing wrinkles by stimulating collagen productions, then your product is considered as a drugs. So be very careful with your intended use and see which category your products fall into. Last but not least, another very common example is makeup foundations. Makeup foundations that are purely for makeup, which is altering its appearance with no other intended use, such as SPF, is considered cosmetic. However, if makeup products with SPF, which is protecting you from the UV lights from the sun, then it is fall under the drugs category. Here is a checklist for businesses that are falling or eligible for MoCRA registrations. For establishment, which is companies that are manufacturing, packing, or distributing products, including US importer, then you will need to register for FEI number, which is the Facility Establishment Identifier number. You will need to register your facility to the US FDA. If your facility is manufacturing and processing and packing these products, you need to have certain quality management, which is CGMP, to be compliant and meeting with the US standard. And last but not least, if your establishment is outside of the United States, you will need to assign a US representative to coordinate, to represent you to the US FDA and coordinate with you for FDA-related matters. The second type of activity that you need to do, and this is for brand owners, and this could be companies that have their own brands, but manufacturing through a white label facility, or manufacturers having their own brands, then you will need to conduct product registration and label compliant. In product registrations, you will need to register your ingredients as well as the label to the US FDA, and they will do a review to confirm if your product is eligible under MoCRA. And because your products need to submit labels under this product listing registrations, then you need to make sure that your label is compliant to the US labeling law, including not having any misleading or falsely advertising statements. Here is an overview of the new label rules under MoCRA and what you will need to update if you're already in the market or need to revise in your current packaging before sending it to the US. You will need to include allergen disclaimers for the FDA listed in allergens list, especially for fragrance. If your products contains fragrance ingredients that have allergens, then you must include this disclaimer on the label. If your product is for professional use, which is, for example, inject or using in spa and clinics, then you must include a disclaimer statement that this product is only for professional use. You are also required to provide an adverse event contact information, which basically a support hotline or email or address that the customer can send health concern or health related events while using your product. And last but not least, you must not using false or misleading advertising, including not using advertisement or advertisement of products that could be related to a drugs claim. For serious adverse event, so adverse event is considered as a health-related event associated with the use of cosmetic product in the United States. A serious health-related event is basically could be hospitalized, serious allergic shock, or death. These are serious health-related events that you must file to the FDA within 15 business days once you receive the initial report from the consumer. New information received within 1 year of the initial report must be filed to the FDA within 15 business days. At G.O.L, when we provide the MoCRA compliance services to our clients, this is part of what we will help you at being your US representative. Quality management and safety substantiations. Companies and individuals who manufacture or market cosmetics have a responsibility to ensure the safety of their products. Companies must maintain records supporting adequate safety substantiations of their cosmetic products either from self-testing or using other market data that can support the safetiness of your products. For companies that are manufacturing, packaging, processing cosmetic products, you also must implement CGMP in your manufacturing process. And that is the overall rules of the MoCRA Rule 2022 and the actionable items that you can do to be compliant with the new law. Now, here are some of the frequently asked questions that we receive from our clients, and we would like to share some of the best practice from these clients. For companies that have multiple business establishments, a lot of them ask us, do they need to register all of them with US FDA? And the answer is yes. All establishments involved in the manufacturing, packaging, and distributions of cosmetics, including those of importers, must register with the FDA. For non-US facilities, another requirement for you is to have a US representative US representative to coordinate with US FDA for MoCRA related matter. The term US representative refers to the appointment of a representative for a non-US establishment. And this involves appointing a contact person for the US representative of the facility. And this representative serves as an intermediary between the business and the FDA. It is a mandatory requirement for businesses located outside the United States. And for G.O.L, we offer this service to our non-US based clients, where we become your US representative for your facility. And we also help you coordinate with the USDA on matters such as inspections, adverse events, report, and also for coordinating issues at custom clearance. To succeed in selling cosmetic in the US, it's important to follow these rules set by the US FDA. These rules change often. As of now, at the time of recording this webinar, it is less than 10 more days before this law is coming into full effective. However, new updates are still being released by the US FDA. So staying updated and following along with the FDA activities is important. With over 20 years of experience, we understand that your business often are very boggled down with many other activities in your business. You have to take care of R&D, sales, marketing. So compliance sometimes is the last thing that you want to think about. So our business provide a one-stop FDA cosmetic solutions that will help businesses like yours to navigate these regulations smoothly. So you don't have to think about it and focus on your sales. Our one-stop solutions, including facility and product listing. We handle the paperwork to get your product listed with the FDA. US representative, where we act as your official US FDA contact. And upon the initial registrations, we will help you do a label and ingredients review. We will help you to check if your label is compliant under the advertising law and if there's any prohibited ingredients that you cannot use for the US market. As someone who has done this for 10 years, I'm constantly following the rules update from the FDA and also keeping our clients informed through these information webinar. So we will help you stay updated to any change in the regulations, specifically for the US. Last but not least, we also provide e-commerce compliance. As beauty is one of the most products being bought online, a lot of business has starting to entering the US market not through the traditional ways, but through e-commerce platforms. And for us, we also help you be compliant with the e-commerce regulations, such as providing importer of record when you want to stock your product in a warehouse and you don't have an exact importer yet. We can be the importer on record for your shipments, and we can also help with custom clearance, making sure that your products is going into the US market smoothly and cost effectively. G.O.L is one of the leading FDA solution provider specifically for MoCRA, and we also provide compliance solutions for businesses going into Singapore, Vietnam, and Thailand. If you're interested in any of our solutions for the US, as well as other countries, make sure to contact us through the email on the screen right now. Thank you again for attending this webinar, and I hope to hear from you soon.